From the outside, a tunnel boring machine looks like it just pushes through rock. But what's actually happening at the cutting face is one of the most complex engineering operations on the planet, and almost nobody knows how it works. When we picture a tunnel being made, most of us imagine a giant drill bit out of a sci-fi movie, just muscling its way through the earth. We think of brute force, grinding rock into dust and leaving a hole behind. But the truth is, a tunnel boring machine, or TBM, is one of the most complex, elegant pieces of mobile machinery ever built. It's not a drill, it's a moving, underground factory. These machines, often as long as a football field and weighing thousands of tons, are designed to do 4 completely different jobs at the same time, in a continuous loop. They don't just dig, they haul away the waste, support the unstable ground around them, and literally build the finished tunnel as they go. Understanding how it all works at once, deep underground, is to understand how our modern cities can even exist. Let's start at the very front, with the part that does the digging, the cutterhead. This is the iconic spinning face of the machine, but it doesn't bite into rock like a drill you'd have at home. It's actually more like a giant, circular cheese grater. The cutterhead is covered with dozens of disc cutters, heavy-duty steel wheels that get pressed against the tunnel face with incredible hydraulic force. As the cutterhead rotates, these discs don't really cut the rock. They fracture it. The immense pressure creates cracks that connect between the paths of each cutter, causing chips of rock to break away in a process called spalling. It's a much smarter and more efficient way to dig than just trying to grind everything into powder. The cutterhead isn't a one-size-fits-all tool. Its design is tailored exactly to the ground it's about to meet. For solid rock, you get a wall of durable disc cutters. But for soft, sticky clay, the head might use scrapers and cutting bits to slice the material away without getting clogged up. This adaptability is the first clue that a TBM is a machine of finesse, not just force. And the cutterhead's only job is to break the ground. What happens right behind it is where the factory truly comes to life. Once the rock or soil is broken, you can't just let it pile up. The machine would instantly clog and grind to a halt. So, the excavated material, known in the business as muck, or spoil, has to be removed from the front, immediately and continuously. Just behind the cutterhead, openings or mouths scoop up the freshly broken ground. From there, the most common system is a beast of a screw conveyor. This massive Archimedes screw sits in the heart of the machine, pulling muck away from the cutterhead and dumping it onto a conveyor belt. That belt runs the entire length of the TBM and often for miles back to the tunnel entrance. Think of it like a food processor that not only chops everything up, but also vacuums the scraps away at the same time. This process gets even cleverer in different ground conditions. When tunneling through soft ground with high water pressure, engineers use special TBMs. An earth pressure balance, EPB machine, uses the excavated muck itself, kept under pressure, to balance the force of the earth and water at the front, which stops the tunnel face from collapsing in. A slurry shield machine takes it a step further, injecting a high-pressure liquid slurry into the cutting chamber. This slurry mixes with the spoil and is then pumped out of the tunnel to a separation plant on the surface. This constant, managed river of material is the lifeblood of the TBM, flowing non-stop from the front of the machine to the world above. So, the machine is cutting at the front and clearing waste from the middle. But the most ingenious part is happening at the back. A TBM doesn't leave behind a messy, rough-hewn cavern. It actually manufactures the finished tunnel as it moves. This all happens inside the rear section of the TBM's metal shield. Precast concrete segments, curved to form a perfect circle, are brought into the tunnel on little trains. A powerful hydraulic arm, called a segment erector, picks them up one by one. This robotic arm rotates and precisely places each segment into position to build a complete, solid ring. Once a full ring is assembled, the TBM performs its most critical move. A set of powerful hydraulic jacks around the machine's body push against the face of that brand new ring. This is what propels the entire, multi-thousand-ton machine forward. The TBM inches ahead, usually about 5 or 6 feet, the width of one concrete ring. The jacks then pull back, leaving a gap just big enough for the erector to build the very next ring. It's a cycle that repeats over and over. Dig, build a ring, push, repeat. To fill the tiny gap between the outside of the concrete ring and the earth, a grout mixture is automatically injected, making sure the new tunnel is solidly locked in place. The result is a smooth, waterproof, and finished tunnel, materializing in the machine's wake. It's less like digging and more like 3D printing a structure, deep within the earth. All of this mechanical ballet would be useless if the machine couldn't steer. A TBM has to follow a precise, pre-planned path to its destination, sometimes for miles, with an accuracy measured in millimeters. So how do you steer a skyscraper-sized machine when you're buried underground with no GPS? The solution is a brilliant guidance system. A laser station is set up far behind the TBM, shooting a beam at targets mounted on the machine itself. This gives a constant reference line. Onboard, computers, gyroscopes, and inclinometers constantly track the machine's exact position and orientation. The TBM operator, sitting in a control room inside the machine, watches a screen showing the TBM's position relative to the planned route in real time. To steer, they don't turn a wheel. Instead, they subtly adjust the pressure in the hydraulic jacks. By pushing a little harder on one side than the other, they can gently guide the massive machine along a curve. Even the concrete rings can help steer. They're often built with a slight taper, so by rotating a ring before placing it, the operator can introduce a small change in direction. This precision is vital, because the ground ahead is never what you expect. The machine might hit pockets of water, unstable sand, or rock harder than concrete. The operators and engineers are constantly watching data from sensors on the cutterhead, adjusting the speed, thrust, and pressure to adapt to the ever-changing, unseen world just inches in front of them. So why go to all this trouble? Why build these extraordinarily complex mobile factories? Because they make modern life possible. A perfect example is the Northeast Link project in Melbourne, Australia. Set to create Victoria's longest road tunnels, this project uses multiple TBMs to build two 6.5-kilometer three-lane tunnels deep underground. Launched in August 2024, one of these machines, named Zelda, completed its 5.3-kilometer journey in May 2026, installing over 21,000 concrete segments along the way. Her sister machine, Jillian, completed the second tunnel just a few months later, in July 2026. These tunnels will connect major freeways, taking 15,000 trucks off local roads every day and cutting commute times by up to 35 minutes. Critically, it does all of this by tunneling deep beneath a dense urban environment. The alternative, using traditional cut-and-cover methods, would have caused years of massive disruption on the surface and required the demolition of a significant number of properties. The TBM allows the city above to function, largely unaware of the massive construction project happening dozens of meters below. That is the true power of the TBM. It lets us build the vital infrastructure we need, subways, water mains, and data lines, without tearing our world apart to do it. The engineering that underpins our civilization often operates just out of sight, in systems as brilliant and complex as this. If you're fascinated by these hidden structures and the tech that makes them possible, subscribe to see where we dig in next. So, the next time you see footage of a tunnel boring machine's immense cutterhead slowly turning, remember everything that's happening behind it. It's not just a drill mindlessly chewing through rock. It's a perfectly choreographed system where rock is methodically fractured, spoil is continuously removed, and a permanent, stable structure is manufactured, piece by piece. It's a factory that moves, building its own path forward, and leaving a perfectly finished product in its wake. And it proves that a tunnel isn't just empty, hollowed-out space. It's carefully and brilliantly manufactured space.